All right, guys. Sorry, I went straight into it. All right. Welcome to it's Storm Talk today. Going to start off with one of our bigger things we're excited about here as we get through the next couple of weeks, especially. That is your chance to join us, the weather team, as we have a early screen, part of the early screens that are happening across the country on July 17th. The official release date is July 8th or 19th, excuse me. And we have an opportunity. We've joined forces with Escape Theaters and with Wave News for you guys to be able to see Twisters early on that Wednesday. It's a 7 p.m. showing at both the Blankenbaker and at Jeffersonville. All right, both locations. But as you guys know, there's only so many seats that are available. You got to scan that QR code or to go to wave3.com/contest. And that's where we have where you can also fill it out. A lot of people have already. So it's going to be a random drawing once we get to the end portion of the contest here before the showing. And we'll notify you guys if you want. But you win up to 2 tickets. And obviously, chance to see the weather team will be out there. And Athena popcorn and a drink, which is really, really nice. Nice deal. Excited to see this sequel take place. And I think a lot of folks, even if it's, one of those movies doesn't do as great or Hollywood gets a little wild with the effects on, that's all right. It's a weather lovers type of movie. And we want to hang out with all you weather lovers that are out there. So, again, get into that contest. We'll keep you updated as we get a little closer on the when the drawing will be, and hopefully your name is indeed drawn. All right, let's get you outside. We're at the moment. Oh, it's nice out there. We've got that blue sky that's been over us today. We've had some downpours yesterday. Boy, it's not enough. 0.06 of an inch of rain. I think that's all I got at my house. So, yeah, everything's still quite brown. 75 degrees in Louisville now, 73 into Hardinsburg. So at least it's comfortable. We're going to be hot today. Dew points are in the 60s. You can feel that. But it's not to the point where we're like, wow, this is unbearable. I'm not going to go outside. Nothing like that. This is a very typical June day taking place here. More like early June, in fact. Rainfall amounts. This is from the past 48 hours. And this is radar estimates you can see. Not a lot of rain did fall. It's showing that at least just about every spot had a couple of drops, and maybe just that, a couple of drops. Some of the driest areas looks to be around the Louisville area and south and east of there, and also around, say, Hart County into parts of Adair. Indiana, I think you guys scored the most of the thunderstorm action and up 71 the past few days. And, obviously some mixed pockets in between all that of ups and downs on the lows or the amounts, but you get the idea. Some got enough, and even if you got like a quarter inch or so, really just wasn't that much to make a huge difference in the dry ground. We'll take it, but we need more. We need a good soaking rain that's widespread with no severe weather and can last several hours at a very gentle rate. That will be a good, nice day to have. We may get something like that on Wednesday, maybe. At the moment, we're dry, and we're going to stay dry today. So if you have plans today, you're fine. Near 90 for a high, so nothing too wild. We get into tomorrow. We're going to heat up quite a bit tomorrow. A good, 5 to 10 degree jump in temperatures, which will put us back in the upper 90s. The heat index will likely go over 100. So tomorrow is going to be one of those days where you're like, I don't know. It's going to be a bit more on the unbearable side. All right, you're going to sweat a little easier, but that heat and humidity will eventually likely lead to some thunderstorms that will begin to pop on the radar later tomorrow afternoon and evening as a boundary sinks south. Most of the action tomorrow will be around Chicago, again, around St. Louis. We are still outlooked for a lower end severe risk for Wednesday when the front's still in the area, but most of your wind energy, like we see in many fronts in this time of the year, most of the low pressures that track along these fronts are Midwest to New England, and we just get the front part, the tail that moves through. This one's no different. We really don't have the low pressure itself, the core of the wind energy moving over us. So that really cuts down on a lot of your severe potential other than your typical storms that pulse upward, can produce some strong winds, very intense lightning, heavy rain, and they weaken. So they're a little different in severe threats. Sorry, the spring stuff was all about watching tornado potential and supercells forming everywhere. This is more about your typical thunderstorms that can occasionally produce some strong winds and some intense lightning and heavy rainfall. Not discounting these can sometimes cause more problems because they don't get as much attention in the media, especially when they're bigger in other parts of the country by the time they get here. And then when they arrive, they end up causing a big surge of wind and cause wind damage. And everyone's like, hey, where do these come from? I mean, this is nothing like the spring. So that's the thing. They're all different ways you can get types of severe weather, different modes, if you will, and certain conditions. And we're into a summer mode. So most of these that are moving in today are into Tuesday and Wednesday will be more damage and wind threat than anything. Okay, so we'll monitor it. Timing is going to be a pain. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be the greatest, but I think anytime after Tuesday afternoon through about Wednesday night, we will be under that zone we need to watch. Here it is on Futurecast. Again, the heat or the fuel being displayed by the yellow, golds and yellows, reds, actually a lesser amount of fuel that is in the air. So today, not a whole lot, right? Fairly dry today. Dry tonight. Tomorrow, not much happening on fuel tomorrow until we get to late afternoon, and then we'll start to see the fuel begin to really increase the very last moments. And that's what's going to likely trigger a few thunderstorms that will develop close to a boundary that will be around Indiana and Ohio. How fast they go up? Well, I can tell you at the moment, these are going to go up fairly quick. There is going to be a cap that'll be in the area, fairly weak one, but it can be what we call busted. So if they can bust through the gap, then we will likely see thunderstorms go up rapidly in a matter of minutes, and they can become strong even faster than that. So we need to watch that for mainly Indiana and near Louisville, so I-64 corridor. There could be some last-minute thunderstorms right against the intense heat of 94 to 97, 98 degrees, and then suddenly these big storms form. Damage and winds for sure, your biggest threat when that happens. I mean, straight line of winds can really, the damage potential goes up high. So got to watch those. They can be sneaky in the summer months like that. And you can see how it just eats away, how expansive it eats away at all the fuel that was there. These are clouds that are gray. It just eats away at all, like Pac-Man. But the front is up here. Can you see where I'm drawing? Probably not. The front is way up here near the word Futurecast. It's not even close to us. So whatever happens here Tuesday afternoon night, it's just thunderstorms feeding off each other, but there is no front. So once they rain themselves out, then they have a chance to redevelop again. And that will likely happen towards sunrise. They will likely reorganize. More than likely, this is going to be a round that's going to be more of a heavy rain, thunderstorm, lightning and thunder, loud lightning and thunder, sometimes that rolling thunder. Good sleeping weather if this times out right for Wednesday. Ooh, this could be nice. There is a severe risk on Wednesday. I think really severe risk is more tomorrow night if anything's going to get too intense versus Wednesday. But either way, it'll keep happening until we get the front to move in. And as we head into Tuesday afternoon, here's the front up here. Again, near the word Futurecast. And you can see it sinking south by Wednesday night. And then we're done with this rain chance. I'm hoping we get something out of it because that's really our best shot of getting some decent rain out of this. Let me go to the rain totals real quick. This is just that same model you saw. It's idea of where the heavier rain would fall if it were to repeat with that round Tuesday night and then again Wednesday. And there's the overlapping. So what it does is it really spits out totals of 1.5 inches to 2 inches. That would be nice. That would be a good soaking rain. This would not cause flooding as long as it didn't come down all at once. But it should be good. Just keep in mind you can get a lot of runoff and hydroplane issues when you've been really dry and then you get a round of rain like that. It really, the drains themselves, water usually goes over the ground, doesn't have a chance to soak because the ground's been starting to harden lately. So not as easy for it to soak. All right, so everyone good on that? Okay, we get past that. We are going to heat back up again into the end of the week and the start of the weekend. And then this time around, it's Saturday night and Sunday that'll be at risk for thunderstorms. We're seeing this constant little pattern, these little dips that keep moving in to the jet, the moving across the Rockies, and moving to Great Lakes in New England. And then the heat just is relentless here in the Mid-South. And then you've got constant tropical feed coming in from the convergence zone, just flowing in from the east. So you've got your different layers like a cake of what is happening as a storyline in the eastern United States. And I really don't see this changing a whole lot for a while, which is pretty typical of summer. You know, we don't see things change dramatically from front to front like we do in the wintertime. So the overall theme, if this holds, is this would keep the stormy threat zone continuing for the Midwest, parts of New England, with an occasional heat surge. I think we're going to deal with an occasional heat surge, but still an opportunity to get thunderstorms. And I'm hoping that's the case, not so much that we want severe weather, but I'm hoping that's the case to where we can keep us out of a drought status. That would be nice to have a summer without a drought, and that would be key. And we'll see what happens with that. These little dips that keep happening. They're about 4 or 5 days apart in spacing. So we'll see. That would be enough. If we can get rain over 4 or 5 days, that would absolutely be enough to get us through any intense heat. But the heat at times will be, very prevalent, especially in the southwest and southern part of the country. And at times when it flexes its muscle and it pushes in here, it's really going to be felt. And we'll see what happens when it comes to the tropics. There's nothing out there now to track, but these systems, they're approaching Florida into the Caribbean and to the Yucatan Peninsula, if we keep having so many fronts to keep diving down the Ohio Valley, these systems will have no choice but to go west like they have been toward Mexico, or they'll take very sharp turns across Florida and Georgia and head right back out to sea. So it's going to be interesting to see the interaction this summer of the tropics and the fronts, and if they just keep going, or will there be a friendship there. Saturday night and Sunday on that one, and the extended looks to be the one that feature your main thunderstorm chance. Okay, ignore that map. Let's move on to the 10-day, and I'll show you where we stand on that as of today. There it goes. And I'll try to get some of your questions you got. Oh, was there a spammer? Did I miss a spammer? Oh, there's a spammer. I didn't see it. I'm so sorry. All right, block, delete. Okay. Got them. All right. The announcement is the Twisters movie, Adam. Twisters movie. Really big. Something that the team's been working great on. I personally have been wanting this for a long time for any movie, but to be in the movies with the TV station being involved is big. So Escape Theaters and the movie Twisters were combining. And we're going to do a special showing July 17th. We'll be out there live. So hopefully we'll have a chance. We should, before the movie starts, have a chance to talk to you guys as a group there and meet you all finally. So it's a meet and greet and a showing of Twisters at the same time, and hopefully no alert day. Again, go to wave3.com, great, wave3.com, and that's where you go. All right, I'm going to run, get ready for the midday show. I appreciate you guys as always. I'll see you coming up on midday at 11 o'clock. All right, take care, guys.